All right, welcome back to SnakeFang Podcast. I'm your host, Logan James, and today I'm with the always late, never tentative. Time management is not one of his skills. If you ever receive a resume from this individual, Gregory Matthews, and it says time management on there, it's wrong, and I'm going to let you guys know right now. I'm also a reference for Gregory Matthews. But I'm back with what?
Yeah, I was literally just saying the other day, I was like, I'm late to everything, man. Like, I'm constantly late to everything. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Not a big deal. Everything I do, I'm late. I'm never early on time. And what I do is I overcommit myself. I know I'm not going to make this meeting.
You're overly optimistic about what's going to go on, what you're doing. You're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be short. Whatever you're doing, you're like, yeah, it's going to be short. And then it fucking pans out to like 15, 20 minutes later.
Either that or I know that it's not going to be quick. Like,
you
dude,
lie? And you just lie?
I just go with it. I'm like, yeah, I can meet you. What's up? Let's do it. Like, I say yes to everything, dude. So on Friday, I had an appointment so I had a closing at 10 in the morning. And then I went to the homeowner's new house. We took pictures, hung out for a little bit, got shown around. Then I went to the office. I realized I forgot my laptop in the closing title. It was a big thing.
Clown.
I had to go get my laptop back. It was later. It was crazy. But anyway, so I went to this business. Someone that we knows, dad owns a business, and I went there, and I was hanging out at the business, and I knew that, like, I was like, oh, this will take 30 minutes. I was there 2 hours, and I knew it would take that from the jump. But then I told this other person that I'd meet him at 4:30, and then I think I had something else after that, and like I canceled. I literally confirmed at 12. The person called me like, hey, can you meet at 4:30? I'm like, yep. I knew I wasn't going to be able to. I mean, at that point, I knew I didn't have my laptop. I had to go get it. I knew I had this other appointment. It was going to be very hard to make that happen.
Yeah.
Then about 2:30, I call that person. I'm like, well, I can't meet there, but I can meet in this other area most likely once I'm done with this. I knew it was going to be tight if it went according to plan, and I knew it wasn't going to go according to plan. I thought 30 minutes, I'm in this office, I'm out, I'm good. I met with 3 different people in that office for 30 minutes each. I was there. I thought I was going to be out at 3. I was there till 4:35.
Yeah.
Then I was supposed to meet that person at like 4:30 or 5. I called them at that time, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Luckily, that person was really easygoing, and they were like, I'm still at the office too. Like, we'll just reschedule and whatever. And then I ended up working with them over the weekend, so everything's fine. It was totally chill. But like, way over commitment and like horrible time management skills. I tell you every time, I'm like, yeah, I'll be here at 8. I know I'm not going to be here at 8. I know I have XYZ going on. The earliest I'm going to get here is 8:15. If one other thing happens, like I took a phone call tonight for 35 minutes, or it was a good phone call. I was like giving someone advice that had like some questions about something that I did in the past. I'm like, if that's one little thing, like I would have been like just a little late if it went according to plan, and then one thing happens, and like I'm not going to shut down that conversation for you're just sitting in the house waiting, right? Like it's an a-hole move by me.
I'm an important individual. So
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of an a-hole move by me. Like, I need to respect other people's time. But, like, I didn't want to, like, cut that person off. But then, like, I feel bad about leaving you out to dry, even though I know you're relaxed about it. I mean, it's just...
Well, the thing with me is
that... time management's not easy, man.
Yeah,
that's why people pay big money to good assistants to manage their time.
I can be your assistant.
I can pay you $2 an hour.
That's
3 hours a week.
That's more than I make on this podcast, so we'll definitely do that. But the thing with you in regards to time management, your time management sucks. I agree, but like with you, like I can't ever expect it to be late because then there's sometimes that it's not that you're late. You're 2 hours early. You're like, hey, can we do it at 6 instead of 8? And it's like 4:35, 4:45, almost 5 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm at the gym. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just cut this short. Like, I'll get there. Maybe I'll get there like 6:15. But yeah, we can do it.
That doesn't happen a lot.
No, but it does happen. So I can't. I always think you're gonna be late. But so this is a nonsense news segment of it. And before we get into it, of course, you guys can always follow us on Twitter at SnakeFangPod. Follow us on Instagram at SnakeFang Podcast, which I'm posting more pictures because I just got my DSLR, and they're going to be cinematic or shit. I don't know. One of the two. But you can follow us on SnakeFang Podcast on our Instagram or send us an email at snakefangpodcast@gmail.com. But to get into it, nonsense news segment, we're going to go over some news that happened and occurred this past week. I I guess what we can start off with, we'll start off with something dumb and then get into something serious and then whatever else is interesting. Do you hear Laurel or Yanny? Have you seen that?
I have. I think I hear
you can't.
Yanny.
Yeah. Okay.
I forget. I think I hear Yanny.
Yeah.
Play it again. Do you have it?
I mean, I don't have it on me specifically, but I hear Yanny as well.
I hear Yanny. I'm like
So-
95% sure I hear
And
Yanny.
this is something that's just like, again, it's stupid to me because this is something that's like blown up.
Yeah, you hate that kind of stuff.
Well, I hate it, especially when it blows up and it gets a lot of recognition when there's a lot of other things going on. No, that's a
I know
slow.
it's saying 60%. It's going to go up to full 70%.
Yanny.
Here's 100%.
Yanny. Yeah.
Yanny.
So, but I hate that this basically like gets recognition over a lot of the things.
Now you hear Laurel, right?
No, I still hear Yanny. So, I mean, with
Whoa.
this, oh my goodness, here we go.
What do you hear?
Yanny.
You heard? I heard Laurel that time when they sped it up. That was 140%.
Yanny.
Laurel.
But it's Yanny, dude. I'm hearing Yanny.
Even those last few, you were hearing
Yes,
Yanny?
man. Do you keep doing it? I'm gonna tell
One
you
more
right
time.
now. That's not how audio works, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. Just because.
What do you mean? Dude, I was hearing Yanny, and as it got faster, I started hearing Laurel.
Yeah, but when I
Listen.
was slower, when it's slower, I hear Laurel.
You hear Laurel now?
Yes, but
What'd you hear there?
it's like a Laurel and a Yanny. But that's how audio fucking works, dude.
Yeah.
So it's an audio overlay of Yanny being set at a higher frequency and Laurel being stated at a lower frequency, and they're overlaid on top of each other, and the words sort of match up. So when you overlay them on top of each other with the frequencies, an individual, it usually is the case, an older individual with worse ears is going to hear Laurel, and a younger individual with better ears is going to hear Yanny. It's the same thing like back in middle school when we had those high frequency chirps on our
Yes.
phone.
The teachers would never
teacher
hear it.
couldn't hear it because they're older, but we could hear it, but it's still there. Now, this is the same kind of concept, except it's an overlay on both. So.
And it's also like gold dress, blue dress.
Yeah, something like that.
That one.
But this gets a lot of fucking recognition, and like there's a lot that happened this fucking past week. That's the thing that's like, dude, the fuck? How do we are a society where we care more about this shit than a lot of the other things going on. A lot of important things, a lot of negative things went over the weekend, and I'm sure you heard a lot about them.
Yeah, but dude, like that's part of like just like
But they
enjoy
were-
life. Like
they
it's
were-
funny. Like it's cool. Like you can
Yeah.
care about both things. You can care about everything that's going on. It's just something
of
that blew
course.
up.
I think that it was just the timing of everything. So you can never predict everything that's going on. But then, so what I was getting at is that there was two terrible incidents that just occurred. One here in the United States, one in Cuba. Of course, the one in the United States, everyone's heard. I'm pretty sure everyone should hear about the Cuba one as well. But the one in the United States with another school shooting happening, which is terrible. It's awful. I don't really want to get into that really deep because we've gone over this before. Like, something needs to be done. I'm not the person, or Greg's not the person. We don't have the knowledge.
I am the person. Put me in, coach.
We don't have the knowledge.
Take
base.
everybody's effing guns.
Hi, Junior Collage. What's up to you as well? Also, we're on Twitch if you guys want to catch us live. But so back into this, like, I don't want to get into it, but one of the stats that I did see that was very, like, I was just like, damn, like, this is crazy. The stat that I saw was that since the beginning of the year,
On average, one.
one gun shooting
week.
per week. And that's
I have that article right here.
That's
And I can give you because
crazy to me.
it's certain statistics, but I mean, yeah, it's like they're
course.
not made up statistics. They're just a little bit, quote unquote, lenient in what other people would maybe consider shooting. But yeah, that was a CNN article.
Yeah. But like,
So we're 20 weeks into 2018, and there have already been 22 school shootings. That averages out to more than one per week. The parameters that CNN followed in this count are a shooting that involved at least one person being shot, not including the shooter, a shooting that occurred on school grounds. They included grade kindergarten through college, university level. They included gang violence, fights, and domestic violence. And they included accidental discharge of a firearm as long as the first two parameters are met, as long as someone other than the shooter got shot and it happened on school ground.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not that, I mean.
It's not that far-fetched.
Yeah, it's not that far-fetched. And if you think
about it. The
reality
is, even if it's an accidental discharge and, like, two people get shot and one gets killed, or, like, if people get shot in general, like, that's not a, like, okay thing. Like, oh, it's no big deal because, like, it was an accident. Like, it's still not okay. Like,
yeah, no, of course. You know what I mean? And I mean, if you look back on it, you can see all these different articles. I'm sure, like, you could see different stories to basically tally up how many it really is, or what you would base it off of. But yeah, that's crazy to me. So something needs to be done. It's tragic. It's terrible. Like I can't even. I see those things, and like I read up on them. Like I'm knowledgeable in it, but it's. If nothing's going to be done, like we can't just keep talking about it. There's not much more for me to do. And then another thing that
I sort of disagree. I don't want to get onto it. It's like not something that for this podcast specifically.
Yeah.
But like it needs to constantly be brought up on CNN.
No.
It
needs to
political arguments, and it needs
actually,
to not.
But there needs
to never leave the media. Honestly.
There needs to be an actual something done with it. Like we
can't
but
the only way to do that is to keep talking about it.
I mean, dude,
constantly.
we've been talking.
It takes a lot of talk to get a little bit of walk, and that's the way that life's been for a very, very long time.
All right, Migos, whatever you're saying over there.
Walk it like a duck.
But then the other thing is
we talked about
Cuba. There was a plane that went down, so we talk about planes on here a little bit. And I
honestly didn't hear about this one.
So you didn't hear about it? It was this past week. It was an airline. I want to say, what's the regular? Is 737, 737, something like that. One. Yeah, it was like a 737 taking off from Cuba.
Southwest ones are that are having issues.
So, and it crashed off of takeoff, and 100 people died. There's 3 people that survived. Yeah, 100 people died. 3 miracle survivors. Oh, I think it was a direct Cuban airline. I'm not 100% sure on that. I read it probably, when did I read that? Wednesday? Something like that. So I don't know all of the logistics and everything in regards to it. But it was something that caught my eye because we do talk about planes on here and plane safety. And it's another tragic thing that happened with planes. We just had the Southwest thing. And then there was 3 other things with Southwest. A recent one where I think they had engine failure. Something occurred where all of the oxygen masks were released and they had to take the plane back. So, I mean,
it says the Mexican charter plane company.
Yeah.
Plane crash, killing 110 people.
110.
Received prior safety complaints.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's terrible news.
Dang, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? 110 people. I didn't know it was 110. I just thought it was 100. But then there was 3 miracle survivors, I guess. And like I said before, the thing that you got to be the most scared about is the takeoff. Like our good friend Mitch, going on that flight, he didn't care about the takeoff. I was like, that's the part you got to actually be worried about, is just the takeoff. So that's another tragedy. Terrible things, negative news. It has to be talked about. It's in our lives. Feel bad for all of the people. I hope we can get past it. We will. But again, it's just something that's bad. But into more nonsense news, topics that I like to talk about. Did you hear about the guy in Texas that was 25 years old and he went back to high school to relive his glory days?
No.
You didn't hear about that?
Sounds like me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I read that. I was like, shit, Greg's going to be able to go back to high school, play tennis or something like he wants to play. But yeah, no. So this guy, he took advantage basically of the Hurricane Harvey dilemma that we had. And there was a huge fiasco. And so a lot of the schools were just letting sign up, letting kids in, hey, throw them in. We don't care. What do we, we can't do anything. They're like, we'll file. Yeah, we can't verify everything. We'll file everything later. We'll figure it out. It's crazy. The kid, I guess the guy stated that he was homeless and he didn't have parents and stuff like that. They're like, of course you can come in and you can come to our school. And he signed up and went to the high school. And he was, I guess he was a superstar on the basketball team, 25 years old.
Shut up, bro.
I swear.
This is hilarious.
So then he got caught because this is idiotic. This is idiotic. So he got caught because he was at a tournament, a basketball tournament, and one of his ex-coaches from a previous team of high school was there, and he's like, yo, what the fuck? What are you doing? And he looked at him, I guess, like stunned. He's like, are you playing basketball right now against these guys? Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna cry.
Yes, and
That's so funny.
so he caught the guy, and he reported him to the school. And after he was saw by the coach, like I guess he left and disappeared. So
who left? The player?
The player left. Like he got caught by the coach and just disappeared. They finally caught the guy. But I guess it's the idiotic part about that was he went to a school that was like 10 miles away from his previous high school. Yeah. I'm like, if you're gonna do that shit, don't do it. Of course, dude,
his apartment was probably close.
You're eventually gonna run into someone. You know what I mean? That you know, like there's conference tournaments. I'm sure 9 miles, 10 miles away, they're probably maybe even in your fucking conference.
Awesome.
Like
dude,
imagine going and
story.
playing your other school. It's
like imagine if like I was pitching out a Popka right now.
Yeah, and then you win, and then you win pitch against, dude. So you wouldn't be mowing kids down because let's be honest, they'll be able to tee off on you. Me. Let me put me
you
like
would walk everybody like you always have.
Oh yeah, but I would hit the shit out of them. They'd quit immediately. Because I've gone a lot faster since my heyday back in high school and just beam everyone. But that's crazy, dude. Why do you think of that? Why does somebody?
I know.
And I guess
awesome.
like he went to like a D3 or something like that college, and he played basketball, and he never got drafted because, dude, you went to fucking D3, man. Like the chance of you getting drafted are slim to fucking none.
That is such a great story, man.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you found that story.
He went and did that. So shitty thing to do. It's just like me thinking like, hey man, you know what? Like I'm not good at basketball at all. So I don't think I could go back to high school and play. But I was thinking I can go back to middle school and for sure fuck these kids up in some basketball. Easily, dude. Like I'm not going to high school, I'd still get fucking beat. But middle school, if I could have the opportunity, I'd be a star.
The sad part is I think you get wrecked in middle school too, dude.
I might.
You're horrible at basketball.
I got a sick fucking hook shot, dude.
No, you don't.
You
barely hit the backboard. You usually throw it in the bushes.
Well, is that not how you play basketball? I'm pretty sure that is.
And if anyone's ever played basketball in my house, you know what I'm talking about. The bushes that sit behind. That's where Logan throws his shots.
So what about with you? What was the sport? If you could go back now at this age, what sport would you play in high school to relive your glory days? If you could do it,
baseball. I would hit bombs.
So you would still pick baseball, even though you're playing tennis now.
Crush balls out of the park.
Even though you're playing tennis right now,
dude. Those fields are so small, dude. I'd hit 10 home runs in a year. I think. I don't think there's a doubt, dude.
I would hope you'd hit more than 10. Honestly. I'd hope every at bat would be.
I honestly only hit 5. I don't know. We played on big fields in Vienna. I had 2 bombs. And I had like 3 or 4 off the fence or very close.
Here's Greg's gloating period. All right, keep going.
It wasn't. I was like high school level talent.
Yeah.
Or even some below, probably some like JV level.
Yeah.
So I mean, but dude, like this year I coached at Wakava as assistant, and I know that we're not that good. So like people don't throw their best arms. We saw like we played district games like 2 games a week. Brantley's only got 2 games a week. They're gonna throw some of their good arms at us. Like. Brantley's number 1 arm that threw against us the first time. Yeah, he almost perfect gamed us until the 7th inning. We got a base hit, but
Jesus.
He was throwing 84.
84?
Topping out at 84. Lefty, mixing up good pitches, but like not unhittable. I mean,
that's insane. I would go back and play. I wouldn't go back and play tennis. I probably wouldn't play sport. I'd say I'm gonna dedicate this time to have my 4 years here to try and make something of myself in the real world.
I would try to be a rapper.
I would try. That's what I'm saying. I'd try and do something super cool.
Yeah, I would create an Instagram. Imagine if we had these phones when we were still in high school, man. All the content we would have, that would be so hilarious.
We still had this kind of, I mean, it wasn't.
But it wasn't video phone, right? The thing. I remember like sophomore year of high school, maybe it was freshman year, like someone was posting something on Facebook during school, and I was shocked. I was like, how did they do that? And they were like,
technology
with iPhone. And I was like, but you don't have Wi-Fi. And they're like, but you can do it through cellular. I thought that was crazy when I was a freshman in high school. The concept of getting internet through cellular was foreign to me because that's when the iPhone came out, 2007. We were freshmen in high school.
So
weird.
this is a pretty good segue. We talk about social media a lot. You're talking about it right now. Instagram is going to be updating it to basically have a time on feature. So right now in the algorithm, there's already an encrypted code, like underwriting everything, that shows how long you are on Instagram, like per day. So what they're going to do is they're actually going to encode it so that you can see it yourself, and it's going to be on there. Now, a lot of people are going to get, like, I think it's a good move for Instagram in regards to like responsibilities.
Yeah.
But I think it might be a bad move in regards to upkeeping with the constant,
Well,
wanting to be on Instagram. You know what I mean?
They're getting hit hard. All like Facebook, Instagram, everything's getting hit very hard with this brain hacking thing. With 60 Minutes did a big thing on it a few months ago, maybe over a year. But like every decision that all these companies have made, these tech social media companies have made, every decision as far as the code and the technology has been done only to increase your time, your amount of time on their app. Like things as simple as like stories continuing to the next person.
Yeah.
Before the story used to end, you'd have to click on the next person. Then it went to thing. Now it's automatic, and then you have to swipe out to get out of it. Like chronology. It used to be chronological, so you just go to your most recent. Oh, I've already seen this one. I've seen everything below it. Gone. Now you can swipe for days and just see all new stuff.
Yeah.
You'll never see repeat stuff. It's insane.
It's a marketing.
Man.
It's a marketing gimmick to keep people on there.
But they use the term brain hacking that they're like trying to get in to keep you on for a long
Yeah.
time. But yeah. I talked about like, especially now with my business that so much is on this cell phone. Like, I was talking the other day. Like, it's a sickening number. I think I was talking with he was on this podcast before, so I'll use his name, Jace.
Okay. Yeah. If he's on the podcast before, yeah, you can use their name, unless I hate him.
So I can't talk about myself.
Yeah.
So Jace, we were talking. I was like literally, it was me, Jace, and his fiance at dinner, and like she's sitting on the other side. She's kind of like trying to ask me questions, but I'm like trying to catch up on some text. Like, I don't know, like we had been driving or whatever. Like I'm trying to catch up on some text. Like I had some emails that I wanted to like delete, and like just a few things that I needed, like a little phone cleanup. And like that's a reality of our world. Like if you don't look at your phone for a little while, you're gonna have quote unquote cleanup, some housekeeping to do on there. Like you have emails to check, you have like texts to get back to, calls, like you have notifications that you might want to look at, especially if it's related to your like business. And like some of my stuff is, I didn't have a lot going on, but like it's something that I'd eventually do. So like let me knock it out right now while we're waiting on our food at dinner. Like she's trying to talk to me, I'm like here, and I'm like putting down the phone, then like the conversation's in, so I'm back on it. Jace is on his phone the whole time, and I was just like, I look at him and I'm like, dude, I like finish what I'm doing, and I like throw the phone down. I'm like, dude, I'm done. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to look at it. He's like, bro, it's crazy. I'm like, yeah, and I know he's always on Instagram, and he even says it like, dude, I'm on Instagram way too much. I'm like, bro, if I got the statistics of the amount of time that my eyes are locked on this phone per day, I would be disgusted.
That's what
myself.
I was thinking. I'm sure there probably is an app out there that you can basically
download,
track it and track
log it.
and log how long you're on there. But like, do you really want to?
It would make me sick to my stomach.
It'd make you sick to your stomach. Like a lot of time that
that's like
actually
literally
on the phone.
like, dude, that's what we live our lives through this thing, man. Like it's an extension of ourselves. It really is.
I mean, yeah, because it's escapism, and to go further into like escapism, so Apple is year 2021. They're coming out with it. It's just like the Google Glass, but I mean, it's going to be obviously way far beyond what Google Glass was, and it's going to be eyeglasses, just regular glasses like I have on right now. They're implementing it into things like this, and essentially what they want to do is they actually want to get rid of phones. They want to get rid of phones. They want to make their wearable technologies and their eyeglasses the main factor of communication. And their glasses essentially is the augmented reality. So it's coming out in 2021. And I was just like, that's one of the things like I posted. I was just like, we keep creating these things that are essentially only benefiting escapism. I understand that there is some kind of utilization in regards to these types of devices, but the main aspect that they're creating these for, so people can escape reality. Like they could easily escape it, like going on your phone. Like there's a lot of things that we can do, but they know that the mass majority of individuals are going to utilize this to escape from reality. They're not going to utilize it for a lot of benefits that it has. I mean, you could learn a new language on this. You could learn how to code on this. You could do so many things on this, but a lot of people, and this is just my opinion, of course, it's not fucking fact, but I would say like it probably is fact. A lot of people
it's a generalization.
Of what it is.
It's fine. It's okay to do that sometimes because it's more than likely correct.
Yeah, people just utilize it for those kinds of things, escaping reality.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, a majority of the people I know that like some people use Salesforce, some people use like Outlook, some people use Calendar really, really well and help their lives. But like
some people actually utilize the notes too, like.
Yeah. But they're using Instagram a lot too.
Yeah, exactly.
They're wasting a lot of time on Facebook looking at memes.
Yeah.
Even if you utilize a lot of good time to good stuff, I'm in so many group messages that I just talk bull crap all day long. It's so fun and I enjoy it. Like that's part of the thing. Like, and I had a conversation earlier. I was telling you with someone from school that wanted some like advice on like the path that I took, and like they were thinking about making a similar path. And I said like one of the things I've heard from some of the most like wise and successful older individuals I've ever heard is work hard, play hard. Like get it done, work hard, but then like enjoy it. So like work hard,
yeah, of course,
be successful, but like if part of enjoying it is watching TV shows, like we've always gotten on people for like watching TV shows, but like if part of like enjoyment to you is like laying in and watching a TV show or like sitting on Instagram or like laughing at memes, like I laughed at a meme today, it was so hilarious.
Yeah, but the first part
gave me pure joy for like 2 minutes. And I was like, wow, I didn't follow his account because I thought it was like just like weird. Like it has a weird handle. It was like no F's given. And someone showed me it.
Good plug right there for that handle.
I know, right? And so I'm like thinking about saying the name, but never mind. So I'm watching it and it's like it's really inappropriate, so I'm not gonna say it, but it's just a hysterical thing. It's with the if you want to go look on No F's Given's Instagram story in the next 12 hours or so, the one with the I think it's a mouse.
Okay.
And like a water bottle.
Yeah.
I'll show you this one. I'll show you it after we get done with this.
But the thing that you're saying, like the very beginning part of that is the thing that people are not prone to be doing. The work hard part is a lot of more. It's a generalized, again, just from what I see in life. I feel like more or less of them just play hard. Dude. They just play hard. You're an idiot.
Bro, how funny is that though?
It's a freaking mouse. Funny? It's whatever.
That is hysterical, dude.
It's whatever.
I laugh so hard.
You have different kind of
I usually
comedy
don't do this.
taste.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, people got to work hard. So with the augmented reality glasses, dude, they're just making it easier for the people that, of course, don't work hard, play hard. They just play hard to just have on those glasses and escape from reality at any given point during the day. So I see it being, I think it's more at this point, unless we're able to change society or like just make a turn for the better, I think right now it's more of a negative thing to build rather than a positive. Now I do see there's a lot of positives with building this kind of technology and implementing this kind of technology. I really see those positives. But I think that the people in this day and age are just going to utilize it for the wrong reasons, just like utilizing their phone for a majority, and it's a generalization. So I don't know what's going to happen, but there's a new phone coming out as well. I don't know how this is going to do. So Red is a camera. So they basically develop these high-end 4K cameras, like they're top of the line. You shoot in RAW. It's crazy. It's crazy technology. And they're developing the Red 1 hydrogen phone. It's going to be on Verizon and AT&T, I believe. And so, like, basically that camera is going to be the back-facing camera. So it's going to be fucking 4K. It's going to be way beyond any of these other phones. But then also, as a gimmick, quote-unquote gimmick, they're also implementing holographic front-facing screen. So, like, you could be on a voice call with somebody, and they would be quote unquote popping out to you like a hologram would. Like they're literally creating what like Star Wars and all these other like future and fantasy like movies like portrayed. They're creating it. It's there. So when I watched this guy that went to not the convention but the prototype unveil, and he actually got to tinker with it. And he's like all of it's really super cool. He's like, this is, of course, just a gimmick, but he's like, it works. He's like, it totally works. He's like, I don't know if it's going to die out or not, but it definitely works. Yeah. So, I mean, imagine, 10 years from now, like, dude, we're all just going to be talking on holographic phones.
I think that they're saying, like, eventually what it will be is, like, it's Or like the next step to like this, if this continues this way, is that this won't exist physically. It'll just be like a thing. Like you just pull it up right here and you just look at it. And I don't know if the glass will be correlated or not.
Yeah.
Could be with the glass. It's there. Like something else just brings it up. And it's just like a holograph phone. You can just do things on a holograph in the face of your palm.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing.
Which is, dude, like I said, it's still insane to me. A lot of these things that we're doing is just...
I don't think that everyone's going to want to wear glasses, though. So I don't think that's going to take up a huge market share when it does.
I mean, you never know. You literally, you have no idea people are gonna like.
I'm just giving you an estimate of what I think. I don't think that everyone's gonna want to voluntarily wear glasses around everywhere. Could they? Yeah. Could it become cool and catch on? But like, dude, have you heard? Do you even know about Snapchat spectacles?
Yeah, I do.
Those came out like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, but
2 years ago.
But what I'm saying is like this is 2021, and it's supposed to be.
And it's supposed to be way more in depth.
Way more in depth.
But I'm just saying the skepticals did nothing. Not even.
Well,
nada.
I mean, Google Glass was before that. Google Glass was like
did nothing.
Well, because it was before its time, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was.
They looked wonky. They had like a thing that came out to the front. It looked fucking like shit. Like you look like an idiot if you wore those. Like, look at me, I'm wearing Google Glass. Like, no, man, you look like an idiot. I don't care.
It's so hot in this room, dude.
That's because you're in here.
I know.
But no, it's because the lights are on. But what else? What else news do I have? Okay. In regards to entertainment, season 2 of what the fuck is it called? It's so shit. Oh, 13 Reasons Why.
Oh,
season
I thought
2.
you were gonna say Westworld.
No, season 2 on
watch Westworld?
Netflix. Yeah, I watched the first season. I didn't watch. I don't have HBO, so I don't watch the second season.
I got you if you want the hookup. It's in the middle of the second season.
Do you watch it?
No, I'm only watching the
first
season right now.
It's good. It's good.
7 episodes.
It's pretty good. That show's pretty good. It has good
it's
acting. Have you seen 13 Reasons Why before?
No.
Oh my
Luke's
god,
watched it.
dude, it's so shit. I would say I think
you watched the whole thing.
I watched the first season, so I have the ability in regards to my life at some places when I'm bored out of my mind to basically take in whatever I want to take in. And there's sometimes like
that is such a professional BS way to say like I'm a huge slacker and I slack off at my second job.
There's sometimes that there's nothing to do and you can watch whatever. And there might be a lot of times like that. And basically I've watched everything. So just one time I literally just binge watched the first season.
Been able to watch.
And I didn't binge watch it. I watched it and it was terrible. It was fucking awful. But now I hated
it.
Now I have nothing else to do again, and I fall into having to watch this again. I would rather watch a fucking Tom Hanks or a Nicolas Cage movie.
So much. Nicolas Cage isn't that great.
Nicolas Cage is awful.
National Treasure is pretty good.
Nicolas Cage is terrible. Tom Hanks is bad too. The only good movie that I like with him, but it's a dynamic movie with a dynamic set of characters, is Saving Private Ryan. Other than that,
it's a good movie.
Other than that,
Forrest Gump's a great movie. I don't like watching it when it's on. I don't watch it.
I don't watch it. It's not that good.
I understand its artistic value and like
Castaway shit.
Castaway wasn't great.
Terminal
He's a little crazy
shit. Have you seen that one where he's stuck in an airport? Like it was based off that true story. He does a lot of true story kinds of movies.
Yeah, Captain Phillips.
Yeah, he did Captain Phillips shit. He did the other one with the airplane.
Yeah,
Captain Sully shit.
He was the ship captain and then he was the pilot.
Yeah. So and before that in like the 90s.
I mean, Big was good.
Okay, yeah, I get Big was good. Big and Saving Private Ryan, but there was like Hooch, The Suburbs. There's so many movies that I've watched with Tom Hanks. So shit. They're bad. They're not good movies. I don't know why people think he's good. The new movie with him, The Circle. Oh my god, so bad. That shit's awful.
It was okay.
It was not
weird.
It was weird. It was bad acting. But
I thought Tom Hanks wasn't good in that. I thought the movie was okay. God, there was another Tom Hanks movie that I really.
I think you're thinking of Bill Murray.
It's the baseball one. A League of Their Own.
Caddyshack.
A League of Their Own.
But again, A League of Their Own, I would say, has more of a dynamic acting cast.
Yeah, but he was great.
So, and I'm talking about just solely
Anyways, go on.
Tom Hanks. But I would rather watch those than 13 Reasons Why. Dude,
we got on that whole thing just to compare that to 13 Reasons Why. Yeah. That's hilarious.
For 3 days, I shit you not, 3 days, I've been trying to finish up episode 1. Of 13 Reasons Why. Dude, it's such bad fucking acting. And I don't understand why they keep, like...
You're talking about season 2?
Season 2, yeah.
Why are you watching it?
I have nothing else to watch.
You're interested a little bit, though.
No, I literally have nothing else to watch. Like, I I've probably taken in.
Did you watch all the Scream TV series ones?
Yeah, I watched all
Those were
those.
good.
I watched all that, but this is just a terrible show. They need it, and they're trying to do quantity over quality, and I'm just, dude, it's backfiring on me. Like, I really don't care about like Netflix in general, but when I do have the time to actually watch it, I don't even watch it because there's nothing on. It's because they go for quantity over quality, and I like quality better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Netflix, take like 90% of your crap off and just give me like 2% better stuff.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
watch
saying.
all the time. Their stuff's horrible.
It's so bad.
It's weird that like we're in that in between of like you have access to so much stuff through like internet or like smart TVs and like you can pull up any show, but like you really can't still. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, of course.
Like you used to be able to just go to Blockbuster and you could literally get any movie, man. In that tiny little shop. Isn't that crazy? They literally had every movie you
they
could
only
think
have
of.
they only have one Blockbuster left. It's in Alaska.
Oh really?
Yeah, crazy, right?
Anyways, yeah, it's nuts. But then the Redbox came out, which is horrible. You still have to go there physically.
Yeah.
And the movies are so limited because it's a tiny little box. It's not compared to a big Blockbuster store. Horrible. I get the business model of not having to pay employees and whatever, yada yada. But then this internet starts taking off. Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix, all that. But like, you still don't have access to a lot of stuff. Amazon Prime, you pay $100 a year for membership or like certain dollars per month, and then like majority of their good stuff is still like rent this title for $3.99. It's like, what? Blockbuster was giving me a night or 2 nights of new releases for like $2. Once they remodeled it, at first they were doing the weeks. You had to get it for a week. But like then they realized, oh, people only want it for a night or two to watch it right away, and then that's it. They'll return it. So they changed their model. They started doing like $2 or like $3 for new releases for one night. Yeah, you have to go there in person, but people enjoy doing that. People enjoy getting out. It's like part of the whole deal.
So what
you're
saying is we should bring back
Blockbuster. Dude,
easily.
Netflix is terrible. If you bring, I promise you, like markets and industries appear out of thin air when people create things and do things right. Like you said, quality over quantity. If you brought back a Blockbuster type thing now or in 5 years, don't let it get 10, 15 years because everyone worth it is going to forget about it. But if you bring back something like Blockbuster and you do it right, you could be somewhat successful. You could be, not that you're going to be industry leader or like this and that, whatever crazy, but like, could you make money and grow from like one shop to like 5 to like 10 and like maybe be in 2 states or whatever? Like, you could have success if you did it right. Because like there is a model there. Like people will still go, especially if you have all the correct titles that you should have, correct pricing model, like make it accessible, like.
And you're in an area where basically people like to go out and about and they like to mingle.
Dude, going to Blockbuster was so fun as a kid. And like, and then you hit the nostalgia.
Well, yeah.
Because it's been so long that they're gone. Dude, and like Blockbusters, what happened to Blockbuster as they started closing up shop and couldn't remodel correctly was 7-Eleven. They started turning into bad quality. Like they were like run down. They weren't up.
Well, yeah, because
the employees weren't like trained a correct way. Like the stores were kind of confusing. Like they tried going to video games and they came back. They kept doing like a lot of different changes that like weren't strategic. Like Redbox came in and like, this is how we're gonna do it. Or like Chipotle came in and changed the marketplace. Like this is how we're gonna make like fast casual food dining. And then like a lot of people have like copied Chipotle's model and like find a good model of a business and then copy it. But like you can make Blockbuster work.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess you could.
I think they really went into business based on what's in the current market. If all of a sudden you can get every single for a small flat fee, $10 a month, $15 a month, whatever it is, if you can get literally 95% of titles or 99% of titles, it would crush Blockbuster. But you can't. There's a lot of good stuff that you can't get, and people are selective. They pick stuff based on like what's available. Like, you know how many like everyone can relate to this. You get on Netflix, what are we gonna watch? You scroll through for 20 minutes to find something, and like a lot of that is like, yeah, you can't decide because it's picky because there's so much. But a lot of it too is that there's not good quality. Like, I know good movies that I want to see that I haven't seen. They're not on Netflix.
Yeah,
they're not there.
No, I agree. I fully
know, and I know that you know that because you've always been into movies and documentaries and TV shows, and you've had like good insight to like different stuff, and I know that you know that too, but like maybe not everyone knows that, but I mean, someone's messaging.
Yeah, somebody's messaging. But yeah, no, it's something ridiculous.
Let me come read it.
No, you don't need to read this. So basically, I agree with what you're saying, but you would have to basically is putting in an area where they like to actually get out in the game. They like to get out. I don't know. I have no idea.
So funny.
But basically, you'd have to be in a place that like people actually like to go out and mingle and stuff like that. I could see it possibly playing out in more of like a rural area, like not too rural.
I think suburbs.
Not
in the city. City's so fast.
That's what I'm saying. Not rural, but like
here,
middle. Something
where
like
the
this,
old Blockbuster was.
Yeah, something
it's
like
a
this.
mattress firm now.
Nobody
goes in there.
Nobody. Order a mattress online now. But then this also leads in, dude, these are good segues. This also leads into the next thing. One of the last things I wanted to talk about was this thing called Movie Pass.
Yes.
You know what Movie Pass is?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. This model is terrible. And I was just reading. So basically what Movie Pass is you pay a subscription fee, $9.99 a month, and you have unlimited movies. You can go to one movie every single day of the month. So you could go to the movie, do whatever. And one of the bad things that have been happening is that like AMC or Regal has reward points. And so these people would constantly just be going to these movies. And then it's like, enter this sweepstake with your reward points. And like people would rack up like 100,000 reward points in less than a month because they're just constantly going to the movie. I mean, yeah, to see the movie, but also they're like, dude, I'm easily going to enter for this fucking sweepstake.
Or maybe they just like get the ticket and don't really go.
This person is asking, do movie passes work with IMAX? I do not know if they work with IMAX. I do know they work with Regal.
There's certain, you go online and you can look up based on zip code which ones are on there.
Yeah, which ones are on there.
MoviePass.com or whatever. And I don't think that it's IMAX. I think that it's all standard.
Yeah, it's all standard.
But there might be like maybe one theater near you that like you can do the IMAX, but I'm pretty sure it's all standard.
But it's crazy.
Or what is it now? 4K and IMAX or whatever it is,
yeah,
like digital.
Like IMAX digital HD or something.
Or what, Adobe. Yeah. You get the most basic one.
Yeah.
None of the 3D or IMAX, I don't think.
But it's fucking, that's a crazy business model to me. Because first off, one movie ticket at our local movie theater, if you don't go on a fucking like matinee, I don't think we have matinees anymore, but like Sundays, I think, are like $5 Sundays or something. If you don't go on one of those days, if you don't go on one of those days, it's usually like a $12 ticket.
Yeah.
It's $9.99. It's like, why would
doesn't make any sense.
Why would I not just pay for that? And they were talking about it in the article that I read. They were talking about how the Movie Pass, this person in New York got in. They're like, yeah, a ticket for a movie in New York City is about $16, $17. This is $9, $9.99. Why the fuck wouldn't I just get this? Like, I'm already saving more money just on one movie that I go to. So basically, they just keep going to movies, and then they tell their friends, and their friends use it, and this, that, and the other. So MoviePass is now, in March, they came out with their I guess it's quarterly. They lost $107 million in 3 months. They burned through $107 million in cash to provide everyone with their free movie experience.
Oh my God.
They only returned $44 million, and they lost 107. It doesn't make, the business model makes no sense to me.
But they changed something now.
No, they've recently re-released the unlimited, but they're about to. It seems to me that they're gonna have to fucking change this unlimited.
No, they changed
thing.
something, and Matt's like, "Oh, I'm grandfathered in now."
Oh, did they recently just change it?
I literally.
It has to be the. It has to be unlimited. It has to be the unlimited.
Let me ask him what it was.
Well, I can look it up really quick for you.
But he knows it too.
Movie Pass.
Because he got it, and he told me and Cody to get it forever.
Okay. It seems okay, there's two changes. It looks like there is two changes here.
Yeah, there's changes. He said, but he's grandfathered in, but now I wouldn't get it. Maybe you can't see the same movie again.
So it looks like, okay, so as of May, they did change it. They're no longer allowing customers to see one movie per day. Instead, they're only allowing customers to purchase only 4 tickets per month. And they admitted that the unlimited Movie Pass model does not work, and they don't know if it will ever return. So basically, you can only see 4 movies per month now. But Matt's grandfathered into that?
I think that's what he said.
Jeez. Fuck, we fucked up.
I know.
We could have been...
He told me about it 4 months ago, and guess how many times I went to the movies in those 4 months? Guess how many times I would have went if I signed up for Movie Pass?
Yeah, but guess how much money now you would have probably saved going if you do go.
I'm never going to go to the movies. I'll never go to the movies again. Literally, someone at work was the other day like, I'm going to go to the movies this weekend. And the other person's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you could
see, like,
you could see Deadpool 2, dude, with Ryan Reynolds. I'm going to go see that movie this coming week.
They said that now you can pre-select your seat for movies.
No, you have to do that now.
That's how out of the movie game I am. I haven't been in so long. I didn't know that. I was like, dude, part of the fun was like,
do that.
Like, do we get there this early? Like, what time do we get there? Rushing? Like, that was part of the fun, dude. Like, trying to get a good seat.
It's a logistics issue. So they realized that basically, like,
there's so empty seats in between people, and
there's empty seats in between people.
Yeah,
people are upset.
Terrible.
This and the other. So yeah, that's what you do now.
It was horrible. Like, it's so funny to like look back now on inefficiencies that, like, we all knew were problems, but it took that industry so long to fix it. Like, we've known that since we were kids. We look and we're like, dude, look at all these empty seats in here. And now we have to sit up front because we can't get 4 in a row because there's all these empty seats because everyone just kind of – that's how humans are. Like, oh, I'm going to sit here, but I'm going to leave one in front of –
yeah, I don't want to sit next to Greg because he's a fucking loser.
But you go to the New York Yankees game and everyone is a sold-out stadium – everyone's sitting in their seat. You have to sit in your assigned seat. Or we went to Bill Nye. Like, that's where you sit. Like, people don't have a problem sitting next to each other. They just need to be told to do so.
Yeah.
By some system.
Well, it was also a marketing thing because also I think what they're coming to realize now is that they do sell a little bit less tickets because, like, for a quote-unquote sold-out show, like, for, like, what was the one that just came out? The Avengers. People aren't going to buy the 2 seats in front. Like, they're not going to buy the ones in front. Like, I went and checked for one of the movie theaters when I went to go check, and the ones in front were still available, and the showing was like 20 minutes, and I was like, I'm not getting this. And they didn't sell. I looked back, and they didn't sell those seats out because nobody wants to sit and arch their back. This person's asking. If you
accidentally buy it first, you would sit there.
So did you go and see the Avengers movie?
No.
Okay, so this person's saying, how can you not see the Avengers movie in theater?
Because the first Avengers movie, I went to the midnight showing. I fell asleep like 20 minutes in.
Do you want me to tell you the ending?
I don't care. I'm not going to watch it.
Everyone dies. Every single person. The Avengers, that was the last movie. That was the last movie. I
don't know, man. Like, I like movies. I like certain kinds of movies, but I don't know anything about movies anymore, like, coming out recently. And you know why? It's because I used to get all my info on movies from watching TV. I used to watch a lot of Sports Center, a lot of this, a lot of that.
Yeah, but it's not there anymore.
It's not there. And I skip all the ads. I skip all the movie ads. So, like, when I see a movie like came out in 2017 or in 2018, unless it's got like this huge hype on Facebook and everyone's sharing it, like when Get Out came out, or like what was that new one that you were so excited to see that we were talking about with Jim from The Office?
Oh, you're talking about The Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
It's great. It's fantastic.
I haven't seen it, but like some of those bigger movies that like get really big publicity. What's his name?
But he was the director, he was a producer, and he was one of the main actors in that movie. That's why
John Krasinski was.
Yes,
he was the director of that.
Yeah, crazy. It's insane. But that's it with like the entertainment segment. Now, now to sports. I don't have anything because I don't watch sports at all. Greg, what about you? You're my sports guy.
big weekend athletics slogan. We got the local Wakava Mustangs.
I don't give a shit about high school, man. Tell me about some.
The Cavs won last night, blew them out. They're down 2-1 to the Celtics. I think it's gonna go 6 or 7 games. I think it's gonna be a really good series.
Yeah. What about what was the other one? Rockets.
I'm looking at the Warriors.
Warriors?
The Warriors crushed the Rockets 126-85.
Nice.
So they're up 2-1. Las Vegas beat Winnipeg tonight.
Okay.
And they won the Stanley Cup, or they're going to the Stanley Cup. Their preseason odds to win the Stanley Cup were 500-1 because they're a new team.
That.
They're an expansion team.
Should have bought that.
So they had an expansion draft. They didn't exist last year, and now they're in the Stanley Cup final.
If betting was legal everywhere, just like it is now, you could have bought that. Let's see. One thing I know about sports, the second baseman for Seattle Mariners, I think he still plays for Seattle Mariners, Robinson Cano, is suspended for 80. What are you doing over there?
I'm listening to something on sports. You want more info on sports?
Okay.
Caught my eye. Robinson Cano is suspended for 80 games. What?
For steroid use.
Really?
Yeah. So they suspended him for 80 games for steroid use. So and now it's good.
Something I didn't already know, dude.
I mean, yeah.
Hold on, let's listen to this.
I don't want to listen to this. We're doing a podcast, Gregory. We'll listen to it after. Let's see here. Anything else with sports? I don't know anything else that's going on.
I mean, it's NHL and NBA, man. So they're coming up. They're both in the conference finals. So now Tampa Bay Lightning are up 3-2. So if they win, they'll be in the cup against Las Vegas. So it's Las Vegas waiting on either Tampa Bay Lightning or Washington Capitals.
Well, hopefully Tampa goes because we live in Florida, and that'd be fantastic for our economy over here in Orlando.
Why?
I wouldn't. I was fucking around.
I thought so.
Anything else, man? Any other news? Any other sports? Any other entertainment? Anything at all?
No, I think there's some big golf tournaments and tennis tournaments coming up pretty soon over the summer. There's always big
That shit sounds boring.
majors. I don't know when they are yet, but
other than that, guys, there were some tragedies this week, and we do feel bad. Hopefully everything gets resolved. Everything goes great with that. We hope you enjoyed listening to the Nonsense News segment. The sports segment, of course, was awful. Greg did it. But thank you for listening, and we'll catch you later.
Dude.
And
Peace out.
Greg's hot. Okay?
See ya.
Later.